Anyways, it's your Queen Bee. I know I'm not in my normal area, but I have so many paint things over there that I really didn't want to disturb any of them or risk, like, accidentally dropping my camera in there. Like, it's a mess. There's paint everywhere. So I have, like, just decided to sit here. I just put my tripod here, and I mean, it actually works. It actually looks good with my little everything in my background. This is my bed, by the way, if you don't know. I have all my pillows and weird stickers and, like, yeah. Still trying to, like, put stuff over there. I haven't really decorated over there that much since I moved, but yeah. So, weird explanation out of the way. That's why I'm over here. Paint everywhere, and yeah. This is going to be a story time. I know I've talked about all the worst homecomings and why I haven't gone to my freshman homecoming, but this is a happy-ish story because just everything that happened. I mean, some of it was, like, sucky, but I mean, there's never going to be a perfect day. I mean, prom was pretty much perfect, the first one anyways, but all my homecomings have been just awful or, like, just, I haven't gone. So, this is going to be a happy story. I love telling this story to people. It is just, like, one of my favorite stories, and I will tell you why now. So, I was a senior. This is my senior homecoming, and the theme was circus. No one really liked the theme, but I mean, it was whatever. Everyone was doing, I think our Maximum Forte is what it's called. It's a show choir group. I don't remember what all they did, but they did Greatest Showman for one of their pieces. And yeah, we were talking about doing Greatest Showman for one of our, like, later on pieces, which we did, for band anyways. And there was just a bunch of other stuff going on, and it was just like everything was a circus basically. So they picked that theme, and I mean, everyone kind of rolled with it. So as me and my ex were just kind of getting our ideas for, like, what kind of outfits we're going to do, we decided we're going to do red and black because that's kind of the coat jacket that, I can't remember his name. Hugh Jackman is great. He played in Greatest Showman. He was, like, wearing the cape and everything, like the hat, and oh my gosh. Red and black was, like, what we were going with because I always try to match a theme, and I wanted to match that because I love that show so much. I love that movie, and it was perfect. So I get back from my basic training, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're, like, super cool and popular now, which, I mean, I really didn't care. I mean, I always knew people talked to me no matter what, but I guess people felt like, now I had something more to offer, and they just really wanted to be my friends, so, I mean, I just talked to everyone still, and more people came up to me talking to me, and I just kind of didn't think anything of it. Me being a band kid, I just kind of thought I was, like, the lame, dorky type. Not really, if you really got to know me in school. I was, like, so outgoing. I still am, but I was just, like, the loudest person, and if you had me in a class, you would know I was in the class because I would just talk so much, and not to the point where it was disruptive. If I was called on, I'd be the loudest and proudest, even if I didn't get the answer right. I would still make a joke about it because, I mean, being wrong is just a part of life, and I really didn't care what people thought of me, and everyone loved that. So, when I get back, I'm just, like, the talk of the town, basically. Like, oh my gosh, she came back from basic training, and blah, blah, blah. Which was cool. It was nice, like, being appreciated. And then, like, homecoming comes around, which is, like, October-ish. And I remember, like, everyone was doing the homecoming ballots, and a bunch of people were talking about, like, me and my boyfriend, and, well, my ex, but in this story it's boyfriend, so I'm just gonna, like, say boyfriend to keep it all pretty much the same and not have to backtrack. So, me and, the boyfriend at the time were just, like, talking to people, and someone had mentioned, like, hey, do you want to be, like, in homecoming, like, do you want to be nominated? And I was like, that would be a dream come true because I want the whole high school experience. And everyone was like, yeah, man, like, totally. So when voting came around, I only knew that me and, like, a couple of my friends had voted for me and my boyfriend, and I was like, I doubt anyone else is going to vote for us. Oh my god, was I wrong. We were one of the most voted for couples. Like, they normally take the individuals, but we were the most paired together people, and it worked out for the best because we got voted together, and a lot of couples that got voted actually got different nominees, so they weren't with their boyfriends or girlfriends. They were separated and got nominated with someone else, which kind of sucked. I really felt bad for the queen and king because I think the queen, her boyfriend, or maybe vice versa, were nominated for something else, so they didn't get set together. But it worked out for the best in the end because everyone figured it out. And oh my gosh, It was the best because I remember getting nominated and like just freaking out. I just remember everyone being so supportive and being like, you guys got this. And all the teachers were like, oh my gosh, if we could vote for you guys, we would totally vote for you guys. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be one of those people that votes for myself, but I'm going to be. So whenever the finalization came to like who was going to be on what, like homecoming queen and king, senior attendees, and like fall sports, like they had all kinds of categories. There was like 5 categories, and we were just like in the bleachers, and they call your name off because there's like a bunch of people getting nominated for just different things, and we were just like up there for queen and king, and we were just like, oh my god. I remember they had like this red carpet and everything that you walk on, and it was amazing. And I was like, oh, freaking out. My heart, and just telling the story, I just like feel the emotions again. My heart was beating so fast, and I was like, oh my god, if we don't get it, I'll probably cry right in front of everyone. Like the whole school was there, and I was like, I'm gonna cry if I get it or if I don't get it. Like I was like, oh my god. And they called her name. And we didn't get homecoming queen and king, we got the second place, which is senior attendee, which is still amazing, because like to be that top picked out of like a school of like 500 or something, like it was amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I'll throw up the picture because I love this picture. It's on my Instagram. It is of me and my ex, my boyfriend, in the story anyways. It's of us walking, and I just was like, you can tell in the picture, I was like, yes, I was so excited. And the reason we're wearing pink is because they were having like different themed days, because we always have a spirit week before dances and before like really big football games. The theme for Monday, I remember it was cotton candy, and I was like, I need to look good, because this is like if we're gonna figure out if we're gonna be nominated or not. And I was like, I want to look good in front of everyone, and I was like, please, can you just dress up for me? And he was like, fine. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. I remember getting up there to the seat, and I was like, yes, I was so happy. And I was just like, this is the best part of high school. This is like amazing. And I was just like waving to all my friends. I'm like, I can't believe I made it here. And then they called queen and king, and everyone was so heartbroken because it was some sport guy and then this girl that weren't even dating, and her boyfriend got something else. And I was like, no, like if I had to pick anyone who had to be queen and king, it would definitely have been that other couple, because they were so good together, and they actually stayed together through high school. And I was like, oh my god. And I like went up to her, and I was like, I am so sorry that you guys didn't get picked together. We were the only couple besides like one other couple that got picked together. And she was like, it's no big deal. And I'm like, I would be heartbroken. Like, I just, like, gave her so much of my sympathy. I was like, I'm so sorry. If I voted for anyone else, it would have been you guys, because you guys are actually a genuinely good couple. Like, you guys are good people. And I was like, oh my god. I was, like, really heartbroken that they didn't get picked together. And just, like, it sucked. But besides that, like, everyone was, like, so happy. And, like, of course, not the couples that didn't get picked together. Like, that really sucked. And I really felt bad. And I still feel bad for them not getting picked together. And, I mean, yeah. So that whole week, we were just planning on, like, our homecoming stuff. We had to get a car. And the school was going to pay for one to borrow. And it was, like, a convertible car. And this was before my mom got her little Nissan convertible. And it was, like, yeah. It was before my current boyfriend, the one I'm dating right now, got his Maserati, and he had a Corvette, and it was like a 2-seater, so there was no back seat. I asked him, I was like, hey, do you think that like me and Guy over here can like, ride in your car and you like drive us? And he was like, yes, I really want that to happen. I was like, because at this point, and I know it's so bad to say, but we were planning on breaking up, and we were just like, okay, we have to stay through this, and like a bunch of stuff came down on the line, and just, that's another story for another time that I'm actually really proud of, but we had to stick it through. And he was like, ooh, like, if you get him, I'll give you a ride. Like, that is a connection right there. And I'm like, I want him to give us a ride so bad. Unfortunately, it didn't happen because we were all 3 in band, and the band director was like, no, we need at least 1 tenor sax, and because there was only 2 of us, she was like, no, you can't. And his parents didn't know how to drive stick shift, so that sucked. So, worst case scenario that happened, I have a red truck, and it is like a red truck. It is the most Illinois thing I could think of right now, and I kind of hate it, but I love it at the same time. I was asking so many teachers, I was like, can you please drive us? And they were like, no, or they were busy, or they were going to be out of town for that weekend. It was a Friday night. And I was like, this sucks. I can't find any of my family members. None of his family members can do it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we were packing up our stuff at our lockers, and we were just talking about it. And I don't remember if the teacher overheard us or if we just like went to her room because it was right next to our lockers, and we were just venting. But I remember one of my favorite teachers, she came up to us, and she was a science teacher. She, like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. She looks just like Wonder Woman almost, except for like the hair color is different. Her hair is a little bit lighter. She is the best, and she is our godsend. She drove us in my truck for homecoming. I will put up so many pictures, but it was amazing. It was the most Illinois thing you could think of. It was a red truck, a rocking chair like seat, like a couch that my old art teacher gave me, and we had a big bucket of candy, and I was just like, oh my god. I bought all the candy myself because I was like, I want to have the good candy. I want to make people like, know that I wanted people to have good stuff because I am one of those people. I love people having good stuff, and I was like, I'm getting the Snickers, I'm getting the Twix, I'm getting all of the good candy like the Hershey's bars, and everyone else had little parade candy like the Dum Dum like suckers and like Smarties, and I'm like, no, we're doing the chocolate. And I was like, oh my gosh. So they actually ran out of candy before they could even get to us, and I said, hey man, like Mr. J was one of the that wasn't his name. There was actually another teacher named Mr. J, but he was one of the other science teachers, and he was on student council. And I'm like, dude, I got the candy, don't worry about it. And he was like, good, because we ran out. And I was like, I got this. And I was actually offering my candy, like other candy, because we had a full bucket, like a full like giant Real King bucket of just like candy. And I was like, guys, if you need extra candy, I have a lot of candy. All the people in the homecoming court were like, why are you so nice? And I'm like, dude, like, I love this. I love the whole, like, I love all of this. This has been my dream. I want to make it perfect. And they had signs that they made up, and I'm like, no. I made my own sign. So we had, like, all kinds of stuff taped to my truck. We had balloons, we had streamers, and they were all in the theme of what we were wearing. And I'll throw up the picture of me and him, like, sitting in the back. But I was wearing a red dress, and he was wearing, like, a reddish white jacket or something. I can't remember. And it was the most just hickish thing I could think of. And I was, like, loud and proud. This is how we're gonna do it. This is, like, what we're doing, and we're doing it right. We're doing it bold and brash, and it, like, belongs in the trash. Like, honestly, so many SpongeBob memes like happened that day, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was the one parade, well, one of many actually, that didn't actually walk in for band, and that was, I think, the last parade that we did, or maybe not, I can't remember, but it was one of them that I didn't get to walk in, and everyone was like, oh, like, that sucks, and I was like, maybe it sucks for you guys, but I don't really, like, marching is great. I actually do miss it. I was crying the other day because I missed it so much, and I seen my current boyfriend doing it, and I was like, I should be up there with you, like, oh my god. And I'm about to tear up now, but I loved band so much. I know I'm a dork. But we didn't walk in the parade, we actually rode in the truck, and I loved it so much. I was just so happy the entire time. And, don't mind me, I'm just, like, having a mental breakdown this morning. So, I wore the sash, and it was the same one that's up there. I love the sash so much. And I just remember going up, and we hung out around the band people, and everyone was congratulating us, and they were just shaking my hand and just complimenting me, and I was like, I love the attention. I've always loved attention, and I was like the belle of the ball. I had the biggest smile, like, even bigger than I have right now, because it happened in the moment, and it was just all so amazing. And I mean, it was just great. It was a great time. And I remember one of my favorite teachers, like, I had so many favorite teachers. One of the PE teachers, I remember she just come up and she was like, I am so proud of you guys. Like, I love you guys. You're a great couple. And I was like, I mean, we look like a great couple, but behind closed doors, we're not. And she was like, oh my god, like, congratulations. And I gave her a hug, and I was like, I'm gonna miss this. And I do. And we got on the field, and we had been practicing this for band because we got to, like, actually practice. We ran so much trying to get it perfect. And I was like, I want to take my time. I want to be like, oh my gosh, I'll throw up the video or something. We were walking, and I was like, I'm so happy. And we got to, like, where our mark was. And I remember, because, like, the guy I was dating is slow. And he just doesn't think, and he's really ditzy. And yeah, so we were walking, and I stopped, and he lunged forward because he thought we were still going, and I'm like, no, and I had to make sure I hold on to him tight because I knew he was going to keep walking. And I mean, if you've seen the video, oh my gosh, that happened multiple times because we had to do this twice. But the next day, well, getting the dresses actually, I made the tie for him, and I made part of my dress. It was red, and I just added the black stuff, and, like, it was just, like, a matter of paint and crunching and, like, you know, more fabric and sparklies and just everything. I made, all the stuff. I put on little bedazzles on the, heels I got, and, I mean, I'll put the outfit if you haven't seen it, or maybe you have, I don't know. I just put a lot of time and effort because I was like, this is going to be great. And this was before I found out I was on the court. Well, it was before I found out what position I was on the court. I was senior attendee, but it was amazing. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, you look like you should be like homecoming queen. And I was like, you know what? I'm the princess because I'm second place. And what's second to a queen is a princess. So I was like, I am the princess. And everyone was like, that's so cute. And I was like, whatever. So then, you know, that, we had, like, an assembly, and I remember being down there, and I was, like, talking to one of the jock guys that was sitting next to me, and I was like, oh my god, and he was just like, you're so happy, and I'm like, dude, I'm, like, excited, and we got to, like, it was amazing. We really all felt like royalty. Well, I know I felt like royalty the entire, like, month, and I was like, yes, like, so happy. And I had a whole campaign going on, like, vote for me homecoming queen and get a cookie, and it was so cute. And I got everyone cookies, and I put them in all the English classes, I think, and, like, everyone could get some. And I really didn't care if anyone voted for me. I just wanted people to know, like, how much I really appreciated them even putting my name on the paper. Like, just that alone was like, oh my god, people actually noticed me. And I mean, it was great. It was honestly the best thing ever. So I bought cookies for everyone. And, I mean, everything was so perfect, and I guess I really don't have anything to complain about. When we went to homecoming, I remember we picked up one of my friends, and we just had a whole day, and I will put the pictures up, so many pictures, and we went to, this haunted house that's next to my house, and we got to see the Scooby machine, and just, like, oh my god, and we went to the lake, and we went out, and I think we ate Chinese food. It was so perfect. It was the best thing ever, and I was just, like, happy, and just... oh, it was amazing. And then we went to dance, and I had my sash on the entire time. I was just, like, dancing. I was like, yes, nothing could ever ruin this. And, of course, the guy I was with wasn't even near me. He was, like, going doing his own thing, and I was like, I'm partying, man. I don't care. And it was amazing. Not worried about him made me so happy. And then we get to, we had flowers, and and I'll put the video up because I'm very terrible at explaining. But we all walked, and I was, like, in the middle, I think, or maybe off to the side a little bit. And, again, I had to, like, hold him because he was, like, about to fall forward, like, keep walking. But after, like, we got our flowers and everything, and, like, the dance was over, we dropped off my friend. Or no, actually, we got ice cream. Seen one of my other friends, I'll put up the picture, and I was, like, so happy. They're about to close, but she was like, I'll make an exception for you, and I'm like, I love you so much. And then we dropped off my friend at home, and I think I dropped him off at his house, and then that was it. I don't remember if I drove or not. Maybe he drove. I think he dropped me off at my house, and then we went on our merry ways. But, I mean, it was a very good day. I mean, everything was so perfect, and it was just amazing. And I was, like... just excited for the whole thing. I was happy. That was, like, the one time I was purely happy for, like, a whole month. Like, no, I don't think we really had any disagreements. We probably did. But the good in that scenario outweighed the bad. And he never liked doing, like, promposals or anything like that. But he actually made one, and I'll put it up. And he had, like, little sparklers on it, and it was kind of cute. But, yeah, it was cute. I'll give him that. And it was just, the whole thing was, like, an amazing experience. Like, I know not everyone will be able to be the homecoming queen or even on homecoming court in their high school career, but honestly, like, if you just keep a good attitude and you just talk to everyone and you just put yourself out there and just try to be the best you can, people will notice that and people will be like, wow, you really deserve this. Like, because it really is, like, I wouldn't say a political thing, it's a not even a popularity thing. It's just like if you're kind and you're like, you know, always there, like always volunteering your time, because that's what I used to do. I used to volunteer to everything. I would help student council as much as I could, without like actually being in student council because you couldn't do a lot. I would just donate a lot of my time, a lot of my money, and just a lot of my like resources. I would always give people pencils, like teachers especially, because our school is like poor. It really isn't, but we're like, I think one of the worst in the state besides Chicago. It's like bad. But yeah, I just like, I don't know. I didn't even like school. I didn't think I liked school, but like the events and the people, some of the people were great, some of them were awful, and I'm surprised that they even voted for me, but like, I guess, I don't know. It's just something about like how I am. It just made people like want me to be voted. I don't even know how to explain it. So without making this video way too long, because I know it's going to be really long, I just want to say senior homecoming was the best homecoming I ever had. And I'm just so happy that I got to experience it. It was amazing, and that's all I have to say. So comment down below, what was your best homecoming experience? Have you ever been homecoming queen or king? Have you ever been on the court or anything? And just tell me how your experience was, because I had a great experience. Make sure to give this video a like, make sure to subscribe, and follow all of my social media in the description below. And I mean, with all that being said, please be safe during homecoming. Like, this was the only non-horror story I had, really. And yeah, it was just amazing. Surround yourself with good people and good things will come, like, honestly. So, from me to you, with all that being said, thanks for stopping by. Love you.